Mike Joy have the top 4 spots in this race.
Thanks, Chris. Followed by the trouble turn 2. Montoya hard in the wall with Sauter.
These guys had been going at it hard. Kyle Busch, the 5, he had been in this group right here. They've been going at it for about 3 or 4 laps. A lot of damage to the left rear of that 70 car. He's had a pretty good car all day long. You see also damage to Montoya in that 42 as well.
Yeah, place. That's where the 5 was of Kyle Busch. Just ahead of them, and squeeze play here.
You know, I'm not so sure that he didn't make a little contact with Ryan Newman, the 42 car of Montoya, and that sent him into the 70 car of Sauter.
Now, those two have a history, Montoya and Newman, but the last dust-up between the two of them was not a driver incident.
Yeah, you can see right there, he gets into Johnny. Johnny was, the 70 was just a victim, but you're right, Mike, they got together at Talladega. I talked to Montoya. He said, look, we didn't get together. My steering broke. And it made it look like, yeah, they were just at it again.
Let's watch from Jeff Burton.
Let's see right here if, yeah, I'm thinking that the 12 may have just touched the 42.
Stay down. Good job, buddy. Good job. Caution's out. That away.
And don't forget, we're here for pit stops. Caution out the 18, J.J. Yaley against the wall, bringing out the 6th caution in today's race. Let's check in and Steve Burns.
Well, Chris, Kevin Harvick just got service. I'm just listening on the radio. He about ran into, I believe, the 2 car on pit road. They may have made contact. Matt.
Service already complete for Jimmy Johnson, as well as just about everybody else. Now, Johnson said his car was a little free late in the run. Chad Canals fixing that with a slight chassis adjustment. Jimmy also said that as a 6 car, David Reagan has spun in pit. You can see the contact there with the 29 of Kevin Harvick on the right front. The brakes were getting hot for the 48 of Jimmy Johnson. Mike?
Kevin Harvick and Kurt Busch were exiting their pit as David Reagan was coming in, and Reagan had a sudden snap spin. Watch this.
Okay, now whose fault would this be right here? In my mind, you got to put it on the shoulders of the crew chief and the spotter for the 29. They see that 6 car coming in. Kevin Harvick can't see it when you're in there with that head neck restraint device, but Steve, they've work to do on that 29 car.
Yeah, you're right, Larry Mack. And Kevin said, is anybody paying attention? He said, this car is killed on the right front now. So that answers or talks to your comment about paying attention. He said the tow out is, he said, is really bad on that Chevrolet.
Work to do if he is going to make that happen today, but boy, it's like a home track advantage.
We got trouble. David Gilliland in the 38 car, hard at the inside wall. The caution will fly.
Johnny Benson on the outside of Gilliland. He gets into Benson.
Yeah, he just drove up in there and hit Benson in the left rear. The car just pushed with him, didn't have enough front grip. Now watch this thing go right in that hole. Every time they spin back there, they go right in that hole.
Once again, I want to keep making note, that hard of lick, that rear wing still stayed attached to that deck lid.
That was just Gilliland really I think he must have lost front grip and the car just pushed right into Benson. You can see him kind of sliding up off the corner there.
We've seen that off turn 2 all weekend long. Your car just loses grip and you just run out of racetrack. In the case there, ran out of racetrack because the car was there.
The chassis or the tie rods or something, I think they're okay.
Teammates fight for the lead.
Oh,
trouble behind them.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. in the 8 car. I'm not sure. I don't think he hit anything.
He didn't. He just spun her out.
But that was a 4-car gaggle, and you see the damage to the left rear wheel well of Junior.
See what happened here. He says he got run into.
There he is on the right of the screen.
66. He's got his tires tires locked up smoking, but he goes right up into Dale Jr.
That's not the first time we've seen a situation like that.
And you know, it just tells you they can't get any grip in those front tires. There's a perfect indication of it. Put the brakes on, the car doesn't go down and lock up. It just slides right up the hill like it's on ice.
But with him being in the middle of the pack, pretty lucky no one got into
Boy,
it. You
I'll
can see Matt Kenseth in the 17, not sure which way he wants to go.
Well, he
right
doesn't have
there.
any idea where Junior is. He just listened to his spotter, I'm sure, right there.
Kept those wheels spinning, kept the car off the wall.
Racing side by side, Larry, they're pulling away.
And that's hard to believe, that it just doesn't bring the rest of the pack right. Trouble, turn 3. Biffle.
Caution will wave. In the 48.
They didn't come down on him, Joel. No, he went way up the racetrack.
Well, let's see who he was that Greg Biffle is talking about. Watch his number 16, and it's Jeff Green in the 66.
Same thing happened with the 66 and the 8 a little bit ago. This time he got the Biff.
And look at Kevin Harvick in the 29, just barely gets
thread
through
the
there.
needle, buddy, right through there.
The free pass car will be Casey Mears.
Looks like that 66 goes in there and locks up the front tires, and if there's anybody on the outside of him, he gets right into them.
If you ever drove your street car on ice and went into the corner, hit the brake, and it locked up, the car goes straight. It doesn't turn. Same story here.
Down, slow, come down the middle of the track.
We rode with Carl Edwards. He did a pretty good job, like Kevin Harvick as well.
Yeah, brother, did you hit anything?
It's Bob Osborne.
A couple of months ago, but he's got his hands full right now. Jimmy Johnson in that 48 car is pretty much running in his tire track.
Car in the wall, turn 1, Stremme, caution.
Yeah, Stremmy's been struggling with that car ever since he and the 9 got together there a little earlier on the front straightaway. Well, getting a lot of cars back on the lead lap.
And we took that restart from the Army car of Mark Martin. Now he will rejoin the cars on the lead lap. And the hits just keep on coming. Caution number 13.
These corners.
Boy, Dave Blaney in that 22 car just drove it down into 3, and he's going to lose all kind of positions. In fact, Ward Burton
Ricky
got
Rudd.
sideways. Tony Stewart gets damaged. Caution is out.
Ward Burton in the 4 was trying to stay the first car 1 lap down, and he got hard into Ricky Rudd.
Yeah, he just gassed it up at not at a good time.
And it all started getting into turn 3 when Blaney got in there, washed up the racetrack with the front tires just sliding and smoking.
Watch the 4 of Ward Burton. It all happens surrounding him as he trails Blaney.
Blaney locks the brakes up getting into 3. That slows his momentum down. Here comes Ward, and he's just trying to go 3 wide, and there's not enough room.
Ooh.
Turns Ricky Rudd. Boy, Blaney was lucky.
And
Tony gets a little piece of it.
Darrell, I'm not sure I can pin that on Ward. I believe Sterling Marlin might have gotten the back of Burton and turned him around.
Did he bump him?
I think so. Marlin's in the 14.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
He pushed the left rear around on the 4 car, turned the left front down into Ricky Rudd, the 88.
Did you see that little clip that Blaney got right on the left rear corner of the bumper, man? And there's Tony. He gets a piece of it. Yeah, we'll see here. 14 gets just a little bit into the 4, gets him loose, and when he corrects it, goes right into the 88.
And then Marlin almost got turned around by Kurt Busch, and Tony Stewart could not avoid Burton.
And here's Blaney. I see he did spin. He's coming down through here. He just got clipped.
And Montoya got turned around, and you see Truex as well. Now they're pushing Truex's car out of the grass. I guess it's trying to refire, but
You're in the middle.
boy, Ricky Rudd took a hard shot into the wall.
He did. I mean, he just had no idea that was coming.
Now here's Truex in the 1 trying to check up.
A.J. Allmendinger, I saw him with damage on pit road. That's who got in the back, the left rear of Truex Jr. in the 1 car.
I told you.
The Truex's car was in gear going backwards. All that unburnt fuel piled up, and that's why they couldn't get him restarted. Now they have, as Ricky Rudd, former winner and veteran of this track, back to when it was a half mile, walks away.
Jimmy Johnson just sitting there watching him in the mirror. I believe he's going to run out of time.
White flag.
White flag. One more good one.
You know, in the old style car, Johnson had only 1 top 10 here in 10 starts. Different story with the Impala.
Great day for his teammate, too. Jeff Gordon has struggled here last 4 times we've been here.
Jimmy Johnson and the Lowe's Chevrolet come off turn 4 to their 4th win of the season and 27th career Nextel Cup victory.
Winner, Richmond.
Newman and Harvick off the corner. Newman holds on for the spot. 6th place.
Right behind his teammate Kurt Busch, who finishes 5th in that.
You never cease to amaze me, brother. Beautiful, beautiful job. Guys, great job prepping that car. You guys are awesome. Thank you to everybody at Hendrick Motorsports for everything you guys do. I just can't say it enough. Thank you, everybody.
Jimmy Johnson, a winner at Las Vegas, Atlanta, Martinsville, and now Richmond. Add to that a 2nd at Talladega, a 3rd at California, and a 4th at Phoenix. Solid 2nd in the points. Chevy congratulates Jimmy Johnson, winner of today's race. From Chevy, an American Revolution.
Unofficially, Jimmy Johnson's going to move up to 2nd in points behind his teammate Jeff Gordon.
Boy, he is scorching those hides, baby. I'm telling you, keep melting them down. Do it, dude. That rear wing is putting some downforce on those rear tires.
Johnson gains 2 positions in the standings. Denny Hamlin picks up 1. And Kyle Busch climbs 2 spots to 6th.